Hey everyone, I am your astrologer, Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here is your daily forecast for the day of Saturday, November 25th, 2017. Now I just want to say thank you for all of your feedback on where to do my videos. I think I might stick with the white brick background just because it is easy for me. I think it was the Dow, said to go with the simplest way, and to be honest, this is very simple, although I am going to try to be more personal, at least on Instagram, maybe post some photos of me around town and like stuff that I do during the day, and maybe I'll try to show more of that side of me there, but for now I'll film my videos with the white brick wall. Okay, so that's what's going on there. Now for your horoscope, what we've got coming into today, at the very end of yesterday and into today that I talked about, was the moon here in Aquarius conjunct the south node, which is kind of like an interesting placement because we're thinking a lot about the things that Aquarius rules, about being social, about being out and about with people, thinking big picture, thinking about our goals and our dreams and about our future and about where our life is going in some way. That, however, could make us feel a little stifled or make us feel a little held back because we've got the south node there, and the south node is in Aquarius. So even though we're thinking about Aquarius things or feeling like we need to think about some of the big picture stuff, I don't think it's what we want to think about. We want to do where the north node is. We want to think about the Leo stuff, about being bold, about showing our hearts, about doing things that make us happy, and not having to think big picture about what's going on here, and not having to take a step back for a second. And I think that there could be some frustrations at the end of yesterday and into today for that reason, because we're having to take a step back and see things from different perspectives, and perhaps be out and about with people and try to fit in instead of really standing out in the way that it is that we want to stand out in. Okay, so that's what's happening there. On top of that, we do have the moon at 9 a.m. Utah time, which is going to come into a square over here with Venus and Scorpio. Okay, and it wasn't a square with Jupiter yesterday, but now it's moving on to Venus, which is in detriment, at a spot it does not like to be in when it's in Scorpio. I'm bringing up even again some more of those deep uncomfortable feelings that we may have about our life at this time. And so it's kind of uncomfortable in both sides. We're not comfortable here where the south node is because we're having to focus on some things that we don't want to focus on here, having to revisit some things that aren't the most important to us at this time. And then Venus, of course, and Scorpio, where it does not like to be, asking us to go deep and to pay attention to our deep emotions and to pay attention to some of our deep feelings that are kind of hiding beneath the surface in some way. Also, I've been saying finances and sexuality and intimacy as well. So that's going to be something that kind of happens in the morning. I do see it being a little bit of a very frustrating morning, again, especially if you're trying to feel productive. I think it could be hard to feel that way, really needing to take a time out here to get right with yourself into some way and to deal with some emotional stuff going on and to figure out what it is that you need emotionally to change or to do in order to allow yourself to lighten up and to see things differently. Okay, and I think if you can do that in the morning, then by the time we come down to the late afternoon, things are going to be a lot better, because in the afternoon, after all of that, we get the moon over here making a sextile to both Mercury and Saturn, and also to Uranus, which are really pretty beautiful aspects coming in here, really helping you where the moon is in Aquarius, not only to see the big picture, but to make sense of it, to do something new, to do something that it is that you want to commit to think more seriously about something that's important to you. That happens, and to get some of the insights you need here with Uranus. There could also be some unexpected things that do come up with the sextile to Uranus around 4 p.m. Utah time, but because it's a sextile, sextiles I think are always good, for the most part. I do think that it could be a good thing that comes up unexpectedly, some unexpected insights that really do help you to make sense of your life in some way. So I don't see it being all bad. The way I see this day is that we're being asked at the end of last night and into today to look at our life from a different perspective, to think about our life in a different way that we don't normally think about it, and to take a step back and look at the big picture, and to stop from our busy life of wanting to make things happen and wanting to make progress all the time. And I think us taking this step back, us seeing things in different ways, us maybe being social and being out and about and taking a break is really going to help us to get the insights that we need and to understand our commitments better and what it is that we need to do next. But I don't think that the insights are going to come unless we first are in uncomfortable unless we first are jolted out of our routines, out of our normal way of doing things in order to get some of the insights that are coming there for us. So I think if you can take a break during the morning to adjust your perspective here, think about your life in a different way than the nighttime, it's going to help you to understand your life better, break free from some things that are holding you back, get some of the insights that you need, and really begin to understand some of the commitments that you're making and something new that it is that you're doing. All right, and then after that, at midnight, the moon's going to move over here into Pisces, which is more like a tomorrow thing than a today thing, bringing your attention inward to who you are on the inside, to what you can do to be more comfortable with yourself, to perhaps take some of these insights that come at the end of yesterday, or take everything that has happened to you and some of these frustrations that have occurred, especially while the moon has been on the south node, and to get right with them and to understand them and to get more comfortable with everything that has happened as you're moving forward. So that's going to be something that's coming in at the nighttime there. Now, things that are going on in the background, we've got Jupiter right here in a trine with Neptune, which just went direct. Both of these planets, I think, like each other. So if you can allow yourself to make some big changes in life, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it hurts, of course, because Venus here in detriment, making an aspect to the moon today, I think it's ultimately going to be good for you to help you understand better what is going on inside you, to help you be more comfortable with your life, to help you make some of the changes that it is that you need to come into new chapters and to overcome some things from the past that have been holding you back, okay? But really needing to make the changes in your life, really needing to go deep into some things that may be hard for you, to feel the feelings and to understand all of that stuff. And I think if you can do that, there's lots of good stuff and opportunity there with Venus in a trine to Neptune. Sorry, with Jupiter in a trine to Neptune. Venus here in a trine with Chiron could make some of these deep feelings, going deep, figuring out stuff when it comes to money and sexuality, a little bit hurtful for you in some way, of course, with the aspect of Chiron coming in. But I think, again, if you can overcome those uncomfortable feelings of getting deep, of figuring out what's going on inside you, of dealing with some uncomfortable emotions, I think there's going to be a lot of insights there, a lot of good stuff for you in order to find what it is that you need to do what needs to be done and to move in the direction that is better for you. Okay, so that's what's happening there. Mercury also on top of Saturn could be bringing up some very serious conversations or maybe even just some serious thinking about something that's going on in your life, maybe some decisions that you're having to make or some big choices as well that you're thinking about, trying to figure out where your life is going, especially with Saturn about to leave Sagittarius here, thinking about what's important to you, what you believe as well, maybe trying to figure out how to put your life in the right perspective too. Also coming in today, really needing to think about things and to figure out what's going on in your life to make some decisions here. With the square to Chiron coming in to Mercury, it could be uncomfortable inside, these conversations that you're having, these things that you're thinking about that you may have to commit to in some way. But again, if you really try to think about things and to put in the effort here to make some decisions, to understand what is going on within you and with some commitments that you have made recently, I think it's going to help you again where Uranus is, to get the insights that it is that you need and to break free from things that are holding you back so that you can step into other chapters and new chapters that really are good for you. Okay, so that's what I see going on. I really do think that even though things feel hard because we have the planets in detriment mostly coming in and some other aspects, there is lots of good stuff there for us. It's just a matter of allowing yourself to do things that maybe feel a little bit uncomfortable for you and to be patient with all of it and not push yourself, especially today and especially in the morning if things aren't quite panning out the way that it is that you hoped. All right, now your card for the day is the Six of Cups upright. This to me is actually a card of, it's a good card. It's a card of looking back to the past in a lot of ways as well, but in a good way, of looking back to the past, retrieving something from the past perhaps you lost that maybe you need. This to me could also have a lot to do with Neptune, given that this is a cup card. Cups to me rule the water signs. Neptune is in Pisces, just went direct as well going on. And with all this Pisces influence, since Pisces to me also rules the past in a lot of ways, overcoming the past. And I think what's going on here, maybe with the Jupiter trine Neptune, is that you're trying to understand what's going on in your life, who you are on the inside, what it is that you need, some changes that you need to make in your life to get more comfortable with yourself. And I think today is going to be a good day for you to figure out what is going on within you, what it is that you need to get more comfortable with yourself, and to perhaps, especially with this card, go back and get some things that it is that you missed or that you lost beforehand, so that you can start to move forward and build on your life in a much better way than you have. Especially with Mercury here stationing, about to go retrograde, I think there is some opportunities coming in here to revisit some old issues that have been happening and to do them a little bit better this time around than you did previously, if you just let yourself go there and do that stuff. So okay, that's what I have got for you today. Thank you so much for watching your horoscope. If you like it, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later.